Oftentimes, there's this expression in short film writing to take your concept and cut it down, that less is more. This is mainly for monetary reasons, but it also keeps your expectations in check. If you're making a horror movie, you can keep the story in one location to save money on effects. And I understand why they teach this. Those larger-than-life concepts are really hard to pull off in this environment, especially with a low budget, but it really stifles my creativity, especially when there's times when you have an amazing idea, but you have to cut it down. This cutting down process has stuck with me for my entire creative career. In November 2024, though, I was doing some writing exercises when I started writing a pseudo-pilot to an anime, but it didn't go anywhere because I knew the idea was way too grand. But then a few months later, I edited an old vlog of Logan shooting Ricky with an inverted style impact frame, and I was like, that's pretty cool. And then over spring break, I decided to do some more Sin City test shots with the concept in mind. And it's funny, because when so many of the pieces click like that, you can't help but think, fuck it, let's just make the damn thing.
Behold, the power of an angel! Not even mortal.
Let me get this clear. This is not structured like how I like to make short films. If I'm suggesting to anyone on how to make short films, I would not suggest this short film as a baseline on how to write. But then again, short films have no structure at all, so what am I even talking about? But anyways, this short film is kind of structured like episode 1 to a TV show that is never going to get picked up. I know there's a lot of people asking if there's going to be an episode 2. I don't think there's going to be one, mainly because we came up with a 3-season arc that's really made for the medium of animation, and none of us know how to do anime-styled animation. So, animation studios, the ball's in your court. Anyways, I really wanted to get the style down of Battle Angel, so the main idea when writing was just to have everything be fucking awesome. The coolest action ever. Everything had to feel cool. So I just mashed together everything what I knew. If Battle Angel was a pie chart, I'd say it's 40% Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, 30% Keanu Reeves Constantine, 20% JJK, and then sprinkle in some Sin City and Battle Angel Alita for fun, and then boom, you got yourself an anime. And it feels so weird to talk about the structure or the writing of this film because it just jumps around and there's so much happening, so much, which I normally don't do. But I guess that's the point of the short film, tread new ground, do stuff I usually don't do. The budget is small, but keep the scale of it. Like those tower viewers in Manhattan. For 10 cents, and for a short period of time, I want to show you something grand. It's stilted, and you can't really look, and it's a little blurry, but it's still grand.
Swords, grails, weapons forged. Nah, I fucked up.
Let's talk about filming, because that's the most interesting thing in my opinion. Filming went throughout the entire month of April. I felt very much like Robert Rodriguez because it was all based on a schedule. I was filming around 2 to 3 times a week. If someone couldn't make it to the shoot that day, we would just go out and film something else for the film, which helped a lot because the hardest part of the film was the opening due to how many clips there were in the scene. But this was also the most fun I had filming because of how creative we could have got. Another thing that was fun was the action scenes. This was the first time we tried any real action. And it was fun teaching Summer how to throw a convincing punch. And quick story time, the RAs came up and asked, some kids were fighting because the fight scene in the opening, the walls are windows so people could see through, and it just looked like a bunch of kids were fighting on the bridge. I filmed in S-Log 2 this time, not in the base color black and white filter that the Sony a6400 has like I did for Art of Descent, mainly just because it helps with exposing and getting the colors right, and also I kind of wanted it to give this sharp aesthetic look, so that's why we filmed in S-Log 2 and then just raised the sharpness in DaVinci, give it almost fine line Borderlands anime aesthetic. Editing. Sam did most of the VFX works and sound works, so I'm gonna hand that off to him. Except for the eyeglasses, I did that as retribution for Art of Descent, and I also did some of the hand tattoos as well. So take it away, Sam.
Thanks, Riley. Before I get into some of the VFX I did for Battle Angel, I want to talk a little more about the importance of going out and trying out test shots, as well as some other stuff. As Riley was talking about before, we had days where if people were absent or had something else going on, we instead would go and film some other clips for the anime opening, because that required a lot of stylized, dark, sort of angelic themed shots. Whether or not those clips required a lot of added visual effects or just Riley's black and white grade. But going out and having those clips to play around with and put together made what the rest of the film would be. Honestly, the anime opening part was the most hype to make. Though Riley put it together in DaVinci, it served as a baseline for writing the rest of the film and what we wanted it to feel like. 2 words. That's sick. Before this project kicked off, Riley made an edit with the beginning of the intro song over winter break. And with a wave of inspiration, because I'm a sucker for animated music videos, I told him on Instagram, that's a breath of fresh air, which would kickstart him to make the rest of the story. Riley did a fantastic job at scheduling everyone together for the next month we had left of our college semester, pulling time between classes and testing things on our laptops and even during class. I would help out with things like tweaking some of the writing, costume, scenic shots and camera work, cinematography, storyline, basically design choices that would enhance the experience of the story in the film. But most of my effort came from visual effects, audio production, and other design work. I'm very happy to have worked on all of this because I finally get to pursue some dreams working in After Effects and getting started in this animation visual effects world. I'm not going to get into the super specifics of everything, just covering how I made these visual effects kind of bare bones. The very first special effects I did for this was this hallway fight right here. I kept telling Riley that I wanted to try to add a bunch of animation here with some kind of impact frames, so I looked up how through After Effects, and boy was I excited the night I got into it. There was a lot of staying up late. But that's every night, let's be honest. Anyway, it ended up looking like this. Then Riley thought it was too bright, and I was like, yeah, you're kinda right. So I dimmed it down a bit, and it looked much better, since you can actually see what's going on. XD. That took a ton of time learning how to rotoscope in AE, and I'm actually really shocked it ended up working out. I was not super confident I could get that going after so long. More about rotoscoping, the second thing I did using After Effects was this explosion sword impact, which didn't take as long as the hallway because I only had to rotoscope one thing instead of like 3. But it looks super good with the final grade. I found a green screen animated explosion off of YouTube that I think was already black and white, so it even worked out better. This next one was fun. Some cool eye beams. Just masked out the eyes with keyframing the mask path, pop a glowing effect on there and animating its direction and sent it off to Riley for the grade. Lastly was animating the Battle Angel logo. I thought this was kind of fun sitting in class animating this during broadcast journalism. Remade the Japanese black and white text using Photoshop the night before, made the wings semi-transparent, animated one of them, mirrored them using some quick math, timing the ease on the scale for everything and adding some glow effect on the text as I did over Belle's eyes, and this was the final result. There will be times when you are making these effects where you finish it and set it off to the final cut, and your version will be cut down to match the pacing or the flow of the editing. Don't be disheartened by this. This is just a part of the process of the creativity. Some of my edited clips were cut off to fit the flow, and oftentimes visual effects artists and other artists' work will be cut out entirely for the sake of the story or the budget or whatever other reason. So I'm glad I just got everything to work out to make the cut. Animating these impact frames in the hallway was really exciting for me on a new level, and I got worried when I found out it may not have worked out in the final rendering after I spent so much time figuring it all out, but I'm glad it worked out. I'm gonna rapid fire this audio behind the scenes so I don't spend much more time. I did the audio for the first flashback scene, exorcist scene, and this Gabriel scene at the end. Each of them had their own challenges. Mainly, it was trying to fix and clarify dampened audio or whatever else. After that process using Adobe Audition, it was back to using Premiere Pro, adding subtle ambient music effects and sound effects I could find or even make on my own. This is where my sound design class really kicked off because leveling and cutting audio to match the vibe and pacing of the video and dialogue was like really rewarding and it felt great.
Lord, forgive not what I do, but when it comes to an eternity in hell, or living my life as a coward, I choose hell.
The exorcist scene was the most important because of its intensity and climax, so building suspense was key, and delivering was essential. Thankfully, we were able to access a lot of our shot locations because I knew a professor or I knew who to ask around to see if things were available. During my time at Westfield State, I gained a lot of ins and outs about different areas on campus. Thank you to everyone else who worked on this film, and thank you to everyone who encouraged me and everyone else during the process of making it. It was kind of a struggle, but hey, we got it done, and it looked that's sick. Those are the two words. It's always fun to get to know everybody working on set and even going to Taco Bell on our adventures. Again, glad I was able to work on this. Hope to do more just like it in the future.
So this short film kind of popped off on TikTok. It was weird, but kind of cool. The point being, there's a lot of new people here on this channel who I'd like to address. Slop on the internet is more apparent than ever. And I'm not saying that my films are high art or masterpieces or anything, but I can acknowledge on this platform that it is so much easier to watch a 30-minute YouTube crash out video rather than some college kid's anime short film. Whether you loved my movie or you thought it fucking sucked, you took the 10 minutes out of your day to watch it. And it means a lot to me. Thank you very much. But I think it means even more that you engaged with independent art. A lot of people like to argue nowadays that there's no original movies anymore. Everything's a sequel or a remake of some IP, but you watching this film proves it exists. You just don't know where to look. And if I can thank you for anything, it's that. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not being paid to make this. There's no producer telling me what to do. YouTube is not monetizing me. And I'm not some rich film school kid who's trying to get into national film festivals. I can't afford that. I do it on my own with my friends because it's what I want to do. It's what I love doing. And as cheesy as it sounds, I wanted to make a short film that no one else was gonna make. And if you're a creative, you should be doing the same too. I'm sorry for that ramble. It's been like 2 months since Battle Angel came out, and I've had a lot on my mind. So with all that out of the way, thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to me. I'll see you in the next short film, and here's the blooper reel.
You idiot! You made a soul bond with an angel, didn't you? What's the second line? You idiot! You soul... Ah, fuck. All right. We'll have his turn with your soul. Idiot! You made a soul bond with an angel, didn't you? Is that the line?
Yeah.
Okay. That angel, didn't you? Oh, man, I can never get that second line.
No, you know in anime where they just go like...
You lose.
Just do a slate.
I can't see you guys at all.
Okay.
That is fair.
Gun up. Say the line.
Look at you, just a mere battle angel waiting to...
Like that!
Y'all ready for this?
Swing as hard as you can.
I'm going, man. I'm going.
Step in. All the way back here.
Oh, that's so
Back here.
Oh, that was cool.
Ah! Great. That was perfect. That was...
Fuck.
Yeah!
Angel. Sorry, I had my tongue out. I had my tongue out. Sorry.
Everything will go fine. We do have paper towels if anything goes wrong.
Just do it over the sink.
Well, the sink's all the way over there.
I could just put the camera over there.
Are you okay?
Why am I scared?
Okay,
It's just
close
it's
your
gonna come
eyes.
off. I do this all the time.
Alright, ready? Sorry, are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that... How's that look? Does that look good?
Can I see? That's sick.
That's
pretty
sick. Okay, look,
cool.
you can look in yourself in the mirror if you want.
Nice.
I can feel it like moving and I'm scared.
Okay, we got...
That's great.
That's
Honestly.
perfect? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? It's about to go in my eyeball.
Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Me be your battle angel. Like, yeah, do, like, serve. This is like the big line in the movie. It's like...
Serve time.
Serve time. Like, serve as hard as you can. Think of, like, movies. Think about serving. Yeah, alright, ready?
Think about serving. How does he do?
And then,
okay, so
could you put your heads up and then lay them down?
What?
Yeah.
Fuck. I keep forgetting the middle part.
supposed to say...
Yeah, if you want to do more, like, physical stuff, like, get loose with it a little bit.
Yeah, you want to be like a little silly.
Yeah.
A little physical acting.
Silly. Yeah,
I'm a part of that energy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just like, movie like the coolest thing ever? Maybe it might be the coolest thing ever. That's what I learned. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or everyone will just think it's cringe, and then I'll delete it. Anyway.
Yeah, you should just completely double down and just back off everything.
Listen, but I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Baby No Money and Young Gravy.
No, please.
I'm just returning a favor.
No. Oh.
Okay, wait, I can't get my leg up here.
Yeah.
Is my family okay? The doctor said that. Where'd you go?
Keep your fingers on the dull side. And then you like hide the sharp edge with your palm.
Yeah, okay. How about
It's pretty cool.
malarkey?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to use like bad words or anything, but.
I feel it works when they're like, can you draw a symbol on this person's head? I'm like, okay.